whistle, the live stream here at Lombard Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
He remembers!
Of course I remember.
Been here for years.
Been here for years.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo! We're going with a little bit of a different setup today because I wanted both of my boys up here. I'm Double D David Dykstra. I'm here with
Tyler Buterbaugh.
And Andrew Valentin.
a.k.a. Ball and Chain and a.k.a. Pepe.
I've gotten used to that's just my new nickname now, apparently.
Actually, I'm gonna change it up a bit. It's gonna be Ye Old Ball and Chain.
Yield.
Ye Old Ball and Chain.
Ye old ball and chain.
We want to welcome in. We've got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be another one of those.
Yep, it's
good.
Settle in.
We have stuff written down, I promise, but it's probably gonna go in all different kinds of directions because that's what we like to do. Welcome in to all of our viewers, everyone checking us out on YouTube. If you like what you see, how could you not? We're three very attractive men, two of us single and ready to mingle.
Just saying.
Guess which one isn't?
Hi. Yeah, I locked it in.
He locked it up.
Viewership just went away.
Hey, and for good reason, because he is now engaged to the greatest social media director of all time,
Yes.
Emily Future Buterbaugh.
Green.
No,
Well, I know, but her last name right now is Green.
I said Future Buterbaugh.
In parentheses.
No.
Will she take your last name?
Oh,
I think so.
I think you should take her last name because she wears the pants in the family.
We've just started that feud.
I know. Where the hell did this come from?
Look, I didn't want to tell you anything. She asked us to talk about this.
Jeez. God.
Actually, you know what it is? Whoever's tallest has to take the last.
I told her, how are you going to feel going from like the most simple last name, like your last name is a color, and then you got like, we measured it out. Her new last name will be twice as long. I'm like, you're going to have to get used to B-U-T-E-R and spell it out completely. The worst is like when you're on the phone, you're like, B as in boy, and then like all that crap.
U as in uterus. T as in tatas.
I don't know. Yeah.
We're talking NFL, we're talking NBA, we're talking PGA, we're talking MLB. We might throw in a little cricket here.
We're going all out, folks.
We're going international.
Absolutely.
International.
Is it too late to talk about curling?
Yeah. Actually, the World Championships. Welcome into all of our viewers, like I was saying. We also want to welcome in anybody who is checking us out from the Under the Hood podcast.
Yes, sir.
New and reoccurring listeners. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. You are why we do what we do, other than the fact that we really love our jobs.
And we're just so good at it.
Wow. All right.
It's a known fact.
I mean,
I'm not going to just sprinkle it out there.
I'm not going to lie about that either anymore.
Right.
Yeah?
We're damn good at what we do. Best in the biz.
Yeah, boys, are you ready to get it started?
Let's do the damn thing.
Let's go.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah.
Hit him off with the first subject.
Breaking news, Roquan Smith is being accused of rape to a 15-year-old girl. She posted this on her TikTok claiming 3 years ago when she's now 18, she was 15 at the time, while Roquan Smith in his rookie year at 22 sexually assaulted her. That came out as on TikTok. No,
I like that terminology better. This is a subject that is very close to home for me. Can we use the term sexual assault?
yes,
Yeah,
I know.
instead.
I was reading off the paper, and that's how it was.
That R word is a very, very, very nasty word to put out into the universe.
It comes out really, really horribly.
Yeah.
Now, let us just preemptively say this, that no other media outlet has come out and confirmed this as of yet. It just hit. Where did you see it?
It's just been on Twitter.
on
Yeah,
Twitter.
it's all the news has really been spreading through Twitter. Apparently, this has also been spreading through, if you don't know the website, Reddit. That's also a place where it's kind of been spreading a lot, where the video was finally first posted. Since then, the video has kind of been taken down, so now it's hard to find, but there's been a few people that have obviously
reposted it
and
of
stuff.
course.
So
Yeah.
you're going to see that. So obviously, it's very fresh. It's very, still under discussion. Obviously, the internet has its thoughts, as it usually does, but for right now, it's certainly a very giant piece and a hit for the Bears and Roquan Smith.
Well, for me, this comes down to I want to see how the Bears organization handles this
Yeah.
internally, externally, and just all around, because this is the last thing Chicago needs
Right.
after the Blackhawks incident.
Absolutely.
This needs to be handled very delicately and properly.
Yeah.
Obviously, nothing's came out. Chicago has not came out with anything, but Roquan has deleted his Twitter account, so
Well,
he's starting to.
I think
Veer
that
away.
was probably his publicist saying, listen, just until everything's taken care of,
Right.
confirmed, denied, refuted, get off of social media. You don't need to see what is going to be being said about you, nor do you need to be answering any of those said accusations until everything is. I'm sure there will be a statement within 24 hours from
I'm
Roquan
sure.
via Twitter, via
Yeah.
his
He still has his
publicist.
Instagram up, so I'm sure there may even be like some sort of like video that he probably posts up there and probably sends out to the rest of the world that he has to say. I mean, because right now there's no details about any of this.
It's very minimal details.
Yeah.
Like all it's saying right now is this girl is from South Africa that we know of, but we
Yes.
don't know if it happened in South Africa or it happened on the University of Georgia campus.
Or anywhere else. I mean, this who knows where this actually
Right.
took place, but it sounds like this was. I mean, she was 15 at the time. They're saying then he was 22, so he was a rookie in the NFL when this incident apparently had taken place. So. At that point, then, where exactly was this a thing? Maybe even in Chicago, potentially? Who knows? I mean, but like you said, David, obviously, when you think about the Blackhawks situation and look at this now coming up, obviously, this Chicago, the city itself, does not need this, considering what just everything they've went through now and everything that still will be there at the end of the day with the Blackhawks. We went through that in major detail, and now with this Roquan thing, whatever happens now, obviously, this is going to be yet another big mark, I think, that's left on there. Real or truth or not, this is certainly going to be out there now, and it's going to kind of stick for a while. It's going to be looking bad for the Bears.
Because, the Blackhawks, with that whole situation, they kind of really stuffed it under the rug. The Bears right now actually have a chance to, like, while it's not publicly out there, but I mean, like, on national news or anything like that, but it's swarming around the social media where the Bears have a little bit of a jump to really plan and just kind of set to what their next actions are.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is innocent until proven guilty. But this is something that will linger over him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately, whether it's true or not true, this will linger over him for the rest of his life.
yeah.
I am always the person, especially when it comes to celebrity, to err on the side of caution
Right.
when claims are made. That being said, I don't want to discount a young woman's hurt and possible assault upon her.
Right.
So I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but at the same time, once things come out and once things are more factual,
Yes.
I will probably have a lot more
Yeah,
to say.
it's clearly way too soon to assume things at this point. There's not enough information out, and just like you said, like not proven till guilty. But I mean, this could really have happened, and it's not like because you're looking at Twitter right now, and it's just a lot of Bears fans bashing this young woman, saying like it's all false, stuff like
That's
that. But
part
like,
of the problem. And
that's
this is like,
exactly.
And that's where
no one
my
knows
opinion-
anything. They're trying to
the court
act
of
like they
public
know
opinion
more.
is
That's
brutal.
where my statement's coming from.
Right.
Shut up, people.
You don't know the facts.
Until you know exactly what happened, shut the hell up.
Right.
Because you could be, I don't know, a $235 million guaranteed quarterback. Guess what? I'm going to guarantee at least 10 of those women aren't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not all of them.
It's just...
You get what I'm saying, Deshaun?
It's just one of those situations where you can't jump to conclusions too soon on this. Everybody is going... You already see it on the internet. Like, people are saying because of the contract and all that, you can't do that. You have to wait to see what everybody's side of the argument is on this, both hers and Roquan's.
And this is what I'm saying. How horrible do these idiots on Twitter going to feel if these accusations are accurate
Right.
and true? You're now publicly destroying a young woman who has been through enough as it is if these accusations are true. That is uncalled for. Wait, find out the truth. The truth will come out eventually. And then, do what you need to do. If you feel you need to go on Twitter and bash a girl, then bash a girl. If it comes out that the accusations are true, go on Twitter and apologize for the bullcrap that you're spewing now. That's all I really have to say about this is something that is I could get very animated and very heated about this because it is something that is very close to home for me. And I'm talking not me personally, but my family has dealt with something like this. So I tend to err on the side of caution when it comes to saying anything until facts are what they are. Trust me.
Absolutely.
If they are true, I'm going to have a whole hell of a lot to say.
Absolutely.
If they are false, I will probably still have a whole hell of a lot to say because that puts women back again in a position where they're not being believed.
Right.
That being said, I'm done talking about it. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
We basically summed it up like how we've been saying. There's not really much of it. It just really
There's
released
too
now.
little out there right now. It just came out today. We
Just
have
had to
to
address
wait to
it.
see what happens. We may have to wait till after the weekend for something to actually happen on this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, that being said, when we come back, we gonna hoop it up here on Blow the Whistle live stream.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
All right, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
welcome back to Blow the Whistle live stream.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years. Jesus, get off your phone.
You have a job to do right now.
That's a new phone. I just paid it off.
God.
I love that. I'm like, say it. Fine, I'll do it.
You know what? Get back under the desk.
Get in your cage.
I'm grounded.
God.
No cheese for you.
You go down to Nashville, you get engaged, you catch COVID, you can't even hit a cue right now. God bless America. I swear on all is holy.
I love how my lower third popped up for that. That was great. Thank you, TJ.
I'm David Double D Dykstra. I'm here with Tyler, ye old ball and chain Buterball, and Andrew Pepe Valentine.
Shouldn't be that happy because he didn't sound like that.
Hey,
He didn't even speak Spanish. He spoke Portuguese. I couldn't even understand him. So
Oh, then it would be Pepe.
yeah, exactly.
Pepe.
So what am I talking about? You can see that on the next Blow the Whistle
now that I
show.
know that he was Portuguese,
Yeah.
it's Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe.
First off, to all my friends that made me go talk to him, that was a really rude move. But yes, I was the only one that knew how to speak Spanish. I get it. What am I talking about? Find out on the next episode.
Which I mean,
I will tell that story.
if you ask my ex mother-in-law, God rest in peace, Olga Brilhante, Spanish is the dirty Portuguese. So
Not gonna say anything.
I'm
Moving on.
hey,
Basketball.
God bless her. You know, to each their own. But that being said, man, there's a lot of basketball going on.
Yes,
and
sir.
none of it is good. Not a damn bit of it is good. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. First off, let's go to last night's game. Let me just ask this.
Go for it.
And anybody out there that wants to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at BlowTWhistle1.
Yep.
Email us at blowtwhistleradio@gmail.com. I got a question. Are either of these teams ever going to show up at the same time to play this a good game of basketball?
I mean,
God, I hope.
Why?
it's been a good series, even though it's
It's
been
a
little
tight
bit back
series,
and forth.
but it's
You
just
freaking kidding me?
It's tied right now.
it's a
You know,
the series
These
is
have
the
been the
series has been.
This has been the worst conference finals I've ever watched in my entire life. And that's on both ends.
Well, look, I mean, on both sides, yes, there are blowouts that are happening, of course. But at the same time, the fact that the series, I mean, look, for the Eastern Conference, the Celtics and the Heat, it's been so tight-knit between the two of them by way of winning one game and then winning the next game. That's what makes this series so exciting. I get that the games have not been exciting, especially this past game. This was an embarrassment for the Miami Heat. This was a complete
It
and
was
utter
an embarrassment
shame.
for both teams. The Celtics shot 39% from the field,
Right.
23% from three-point land, and still won by 20.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying that the game
I
wasn't.
see what you're coming from, but
Yeah.
like the series as a whole, like it's tied 2-2 going back to Miami. The series itself, I know what you mean about like it's blowouts here and there, and like the Celtics won, but I mean they only had one. They finished up with 102 points. That's in today's day of NBA. That's literally nothing.
I could have kicked the ball and shot better.
I was watching the game last night, and Miami had 1 point. I'm like, you might as well just have 0 points. It's more embarrassing to have 1 point.
Listen,
Good job, you
Miami
made a free throw.
missed their first 14 shots last night.
Yeah.
It was oh my god.
It was painful. I won't lie, but
Can we even point out that none of that starting five even scored double digits?
None
on
of
that
them.
Miami team.
Not a one of them.
Two of them scored zip.
yeah.
Nothing.
Like, are you just going into? Hey, we got our home court advantage back. We're good.
Yeah.
We're okay, guys. We'll be just fine.
Did you see? Here's my favorite part. Did you see all the execs and Pat Riley behind the bench just pissed?
Oh yeah.
Just pissed.
We paid for all of this, and this is what we're getting out of you guys? Really? 9 points from Adebayo and 6 from Butler?
Good job, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You had Oladipo carrying the whole team with 23 points.
Way to go,
Great,
PJ, with your 0 points.
I was happy for Oladipo.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that did nothing for the team.
Oh, I love the fact that Oladipo went off.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he was
I love
flipping
Oladipo.
Jimmy Butler the bird the whole time.
Just going in,
I don't want to be on the same court.
just going in the locker room like stupid. Smack.
Right.
Going around the whole locker room.
Listen, for me, this series is already over.
Okay.
Miami is such a hot, cold team.
Yeah.
But when they're cold, they're disastrously cold.
Yeah.
Miami Ice.
Well, I mean, you look at
Ooh. Bravo, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo.
there goes my lower thirds.
Oh, yeah, you had
No, I mean, look, when you look at that Miami team, like outside of Jimmy Butler, who I wouldn't say is a superstar, but I will say he's a star. Like, who else on that team can you really say is a star? Because I wouldn't say Tyler Hero's a guy like that. I wouldn't say Bam Adebayo's like that. Kyle Lowry is, I think, less than that right now. It's a lot of very good role players and then a bunch of bench guys, and that's really it. Like, Boston has the legit stars on their team in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and I would even maybe throw Marcus Smart in that conversation right now.
You got to throw Marcus Smart in there just for the defensive factor.
Exactly, and he wins Defensive Player of the Year.
You can even make a point for Horford just being doing what he needs
Thanks,
to do.
Giannis. Way to wake up a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
4 blocks last night.
He was on fire, man.
He played his role with 13 boards,
took 2 shots.
2 shots.
One of them was a 3-pointer, and he's like, I'm good.
Hey, Horford, you want to come and play for the Bulls?
Yeah.
They need a big man. I
Yeah,
think.
just rebounds and blocks. That's all we need.
That's all they need.
Yeah. But I thought that, listen, yes, it was a bad shot game, but at the end of the day, Boston is the better team. At the end of the day, Boston is the better unit. They have the better squad. They have the stronger ability to attack this team at any level, right? Even their bench. I mean, Peyton Pritchard, by the way, doesn't get enough credit for what he does coming off the bench, shooting threes and playing the actual natural point guard position. But I think he could challenge a guy like Tyler Hero as a 6-man potentially in due time.
He was a guy in his draft class that I felt like was very slept on.
Yeah.
And he's really showing it out right now. Like I love seeing him because I loved when he was playing in Oregon, and he's really showing it now, like at the playoff level, like just playing the position that he needs to be playing, coming off that bench.
Absolutely.
Listen, y'all aren't going to convince me any better that these are the 2 worst conference finals I've ever watched in my entire life.
That's fine.
There's talent there.
Of course, yeah.
There is.
I think the build-up is to the finals, right? This is that's the build-up for it.
I swear on all that is holy, man. If it ends up being Warriors Celtics, this could be the greatest offense versus defense game you would ever want to watch in your entire life.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah.
Actually.
But at the same time, like, I want to see the Jason Tatum that was playing against Milwaukee going, oh, you guys think you have the MVP.
Right.
Nah. and that comes back to what we were talking about, Levine and wanting his money and all. Bro, look at Jason Tatum.
Right.
There is a max contract player.
Yeah.
Until you take that next step, you don't deserve max money.
I mean, keep this in mind, folks. He was doing this since his rookie year. Like, for those who don't remember, 2017, his rookie year, who was leading the team that year? Oh, yeah, Kyrie Irving. Who got hurt before the playoffs? Kyrie Irving. Who took over the team and led him to an Eastern Conference Finals? Rookie Jason Tatum. This kid has been doing this since he was 19.
Why did Kyrie want to leave? Because he knew Jason Tatum was better.
Because they were worse the year after that, and they
am
got
I
bounced
lying?
out in the first round.
You're not
Am I
wrong.
lying?
No, you're not
wrong.
wrong at all.
Because he made the team worse the next year. They lost in the first round.
Yeah.
That was a team that was supposed to be like insane.
They were supposed to win
They had
championships.
Gordon Hayward as well when he was somewhat in his prime.
Jaylen Brown was
Broke his
throwing.
leg
Yeah.
and then
They were
Broke
supposed.
his leg, nothing. He dislocated his ankle.
Yeah.
that was nasty.
Yeah.
It was That's one of those when you're watching and you go,
Yeah, but that's also the difference on this team, right? Miami has been a team that they just kind of put together over the last few years. It's great, but they're just starting to find their vibe, right? Celtics have been doing this for the longest time now, And now with a new coach with a defensive measure that's saying, hey, put pressure on them defensively, it changes everything for them.
I will say this much. I don't think Spoelstra gets enough credit where credit's due as being probably the best coach in the NBA.
One of them, top 5, easily top 5.
Listen,
I wouldn't say the best.
Steve Kerr's pretty good. Don't give me that look like I'm crazy.
Oh,
he's a great coach.
Hey, let's just compare Steve Kerr to Phil Jackson now.
You want to?
I mean, yes. Is he a good coach? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what he could do with lesser talent.
Of course. Absolutely.
But at the same time, the Phil Jackson comparison there. Phil Jackson never really had...
I mean, you can make an argument Phil made Kobe kind of more what he was.
And I agree.
I would say he did the same thing for guys like Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins and a few of these other guys that have come along the way.
There are some there.
Golden State had like a couple years that they really had no one, or like there was nothing there, but they kind of built that young talent and look like Jordan
Let's
Poole.
not forget, Spoelstra did get like the trio that decided they're like, we're going to South Beach.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
Yes. So he kind of lucked out in that department too.
My talents to Lombard, Illinois. Yeah.
Straight out
That's where
Lombard.
everybody wants to go.
Why wouldn't you?
Why not go to Lombard?
This is a great place.
Suburbs of Chicago, folks.
Yes.
You got water.
Moving forward. Oh, good
I can't
God.
think of the name right now. Best place on earth.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Game 5 is tomorrow.
Correct.
What are we thinking?
Honestly, I'm thinking the Celtics myself. I think they ride this momentum. I mean, this was a strong game for them.
Like, how many times are we going to say that, though? Like,
Right.
everybody's like, they took game 2, and it's like, this is over.
Right.
And then come out and just absolutely poo-poo all over themselves. That's only one.
Yeah.
That's
One
only
poo-poo.
one. I only did one so
Only
far.
one.
I'm gonna tally.
Only one.
All right, so we got one.
But they truly did in game 3.
Right.
So I'm sitting here going, this is going at least 7.
I think it certainly could, but I feel like they will take this next game.
If Boston wins tomorrow night, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've liked Boston since the beginning of the playoffs. They've been on a hot roll. Like they found something and it clicked and it's working. Miami's just been very inconsistent, and like I agree with you there. This is going to be close. It could go to a game 7. If Boston wins tomorrow, it's over.
Would you say Boston's on a heater? That's right. I did it.
No.
I did it.
No, don't you dare cut to him. Don't you dare
Get away from him.
Don't you dare. He doesn't deserve that.
Good God.
So we're all in agreement. If Boston wins tomorrow,
Correct.
Yes, it's in 6. Boston in 6.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm rolling with Boston, so.
All right. When we come back, we heading West Coast. That felt so awkward. Get
Get the camera off him. No, he's done. He's done.
Get out of here.
He's done. He's done. No more.
When we come back,
we talk Western Conference Finals. Also, I want to throw maybe a little bit of Lakers stuff in there too, because I know how much.
Oh, yay.
I know how much Tyler loves to talk LeBron.
I love him.
So when we come back, Western Conference Finals. God, I can't get that out of my mouth.
We'll be right back.
There we go. Western Conference
that's all,
Finals
folks.
and a little bit of Lakers next on Blow the Whistle live stream.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second stuff. Yeah, worth a recorder, am I right? You know it, mother. Hey, you get those reports done? Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
And welcome back to Blow the Whistle, the West Side of Lombard Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
Been here for years.
I am so sorry, everybody. When I discussed about putting this program on the TV side of things, I did not think
You had Brandon here.
Yeah, it's true. I
Mr.
did.
Calm Cool
I
Collected.
did. There's somebody else that was in charge of all this stuff.
Now the inmates run the asylum.
Now I kind of wish he was here just so you could do that, just so he could do that.
Oh, could you imagine?
Seen Brandon.
Just he'd be this.
Buddy,
this
if you're watching, come on
Brandon,
back. Let's
I
do
love
it.
you, but this would be Brandon. I swear to God, I'd say West Side. It'd be like, oh my God.
By the way, before we move in, may I say something for our boy B-Mac? He had some stuff to say on the Facebook side. Our boy B-Mac Brian Houston, he was saying Marcus Smart definitely isn't a superstar. He's a star on the level of Hero and Bam, though.
Oh.
So, okay, all right. I guess I could see that.
Oh.
I guess I can understand
That's
that.
devaluing Marcus Smart just a little bit.
I mean, I think he's a little bit more valuable than them, but sure.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
He's been a great role player for the Celtics.
Absolutely. He's been a solid piece that they need to really depend upon. He also said that Miami is like the 2004 Detroit Pistons. Jimmy is a borderline superstar, but I don't know if he's quite that. He also went on to say, but the Heat are a team without a true superstar that plays so well as a team that they're a legit contender, though, like those Pistons. He said it's going 7, but he didn't say exactly who, so...
Butler, I would say he still could. I mean, he's borderline. I think just because.
I agree. Yeah, he's borderline
just because,
superstar.
Hey,
he got that inconsistent. Like he shouldn't have had that performance that he did last
Listen.
night.
Yeah.
we're done talking about the trash series in the East.
Now-
We're about to talk about the really trash series in the West.
Well,
God,
one-sided.
I wish Memphis had beaten Dallas for the love of everything that is good in the world. That would have been a way better series than what we're watching right now.
Yeah.
It would have been Phoenix.
I mean,
Or are you talking about before?
oh yeah, it would have been.
It would have been
yeah.
Phoenix. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's no. I've said this. Phoenix poo-pooed. There's two. That
I
series.
didn't say it, so don't count.
All right, so you have one. I have one. One.
I'm not in this.
So,
Actually,
if-
wouldn't it be a number 2?
All right, you're done.
good God.
Tyler, continue.
I mean, I appreciate the dad jokes. I love dad jokes. Oh my God.
He is the only dad up
He
here,
is, he
so
is.
I'm the only one that's legally allowed to do them.
all I can do
He's
is
got the dad card.
do the Godfather impersonations.
No, what I'm trying to say here. Well, let's just put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd came out, press conference, post game, and goes, "We did good. We did good." Pretty much going, "That's it.
Yeah.
We're done."
We really had some great effort out there. We really tried. Like here's a participation
No one thought we'd
ribbon.
be here. We're way past where everybody thought we would be. I call it a great season. dude, you still have to lose one more game.
Right.
Yeah. Like, he's calling it from already.
Right. Well, pack it in, boys. We're out of here.
And the fact that Luka was out having a beer before one of the games, love that.
That was fantastic. Still
God bless you, Luka.
Still dropped 40. Yeah.
God, I think that he probably plays basketball like most of us bowl. The drunker we are, the better he plays.
I don't know.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Well, we don't know how many beers he had. There was guaranteed one. It was a tall boy.
Yeah.
He's an Eastern European. Come on now.
He's also 6'7", like 225 or whatever. It takes a lot more than that.
Have you ever heard the stories about Andre the Giant and how much that dude used to drink?
Wow, that's 7'4", 400 plus pounds.
Well, yeah.
So.
Still, cut it in half then.
Yeah.
That's probably him.
Yeah.
And also, they've also been drinking out of the bottle. Like since they were wee babies.
Oh, well, yeah, they always do.
Their babas were full of like vino.
Right. God.
Come here, Luca. We give you some vodka.
We give you some vodka. Smirnoff.
No, but that being said, like, is this Dallas not playing to their potential, or is this really the Warriors being this good? One more thing.
Go for it.
How the hell are you going to let Wiggins posterize you?
Oh, I know. I mean,
he is a good.
That's probably what Jason Kidd was talking about. He's like, we're done. We're over with.
That was the moment.
See you later.
That was the moment Jason Kidd was like, shoot.
Shit, we're done.
Plane ticket home.
I think it's just Golden State is just this damn good. I mean, nothing against Luka. I mean, Luka, like, what can you say against him? He dropped 40, kept the Mavs in this game. It's just 9 points short of making it a game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really Luka just doing it all by himself. But, I mean, Golden State is just that damn good. Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. He's going to be doing Steph Curry things. Klay Thompson, he's starting to get his rhythm back, and he's starting to play good.
Do you really think so? Do you really think Klay is...
He's upset that he's probably upset that he's starting to get pushed away from with Jordan Poole being a star on that team. He didn't have a great game that last night.
He's better.
He is better, and he's younger. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious. You should know, Klay, that this is kind of where they're heading the direction.
I would not be surprised if Klay gets traded in the offseason.
No, Klay Thompson at this point is starting to take more of a reserve. Yeah, he's taking more of a reserve, a role player type of look instead of trying to be one of the Splash Brothers. I mean, listen, Jordan Poole is kind of the future that I think Golden State wants to build around. So you want to get him in the game as much as possible. Plus, too, his athleticism and his speed right now are what the Warriors have worked with for years. Right? They have this small ball unit they're working with Kayvon Looney working as their center, and he's only like 6'9" or 6'8" or whatever he is. So you're not working with a tall team that's going to shut people down, because the Mavericks, the tallest guy they have, if I'm not mistaken, is only 6'11", 6'10", something like that. So they're going to use all the little fast pace, all the off-ball screens, shoot as many threes as they can to spread the floor out, and then let Draymond and Looney and all those guys kind of crash the board. And obviously Poole driving it up. So the Warriors, I think, are just this good. And I think it's also, too, they just have again, I know we were just talking about the coaching situation, but Steve Kerr has seen it all, been there, done that. He prepares as well as any other coach out there for every opportunity that will come at him. For sure, he's had an idea of how to shut down Luka. And if you can't shut down Luka, well, then what else? What do we always say? What do? You shut down
everybody else.
Shut down everybody else. And by the way, listen, credit to Brunson. He had 20. Credit to Dinwiddie. He had his 26. Those were the two guys I had stated myself saying they need to show up for this team to get better. Unfortunately, the rest of the team didn't do the rest of their work by shutting down the Warriors.
Right.
If they would have, this would have been this would have been their game. This would have been their opportunity, because they were on point. Dallas was right there to take it, but the Warriors just stayed a step ahead of them, and that's what helps having Kerr and having that team.
Did I tell you guys before did I tell you that I came up with a really cool nickname for Jordan Poole?
No.
Oh,
well, it's the Splash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
So he's the Step Splash Brother.
All right.
I thought you were gonna say the Splash Son.
No, he's the step splash brother. Now, what were you going to say, Tyler? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, from the beginning of the earlier season, I knew Golden State was this damn good. And what impressed me the most is that, like, because you mentioned the Lakers, and everyone was favoring the Lakers because of all these superstars that they brought on the team and stuff like that. Steph Curry, like what he had while those years with Klay Thompson out, he really just kind of coached up this young core, and just kind of like worked with them and got them to where they are now. I knew they would be in the Western Conference Finals. Not gonna lie, I pictured it to be them and the Suns. Yeah, and I was picturing the Suns to beat them over them, but I mean the Suns punched their ticket out a little too early. But I mean, Golden State is just that good. Luka is just running out of options. He really can't.
He needs to have a legit two.
Yeah.
He needs to have a legit two beside him.
Now, I had a question that I wanted to get you guys, because this has been a conversation going around. Would you compare Luka Doncic to Joe Burrow as the confidence, or would you say Luka's kind of like more of the cocky side?
I honestly would say he's a little bit in that level of like, he certainly has the confidence and a little bit of the cockiness like Joe Burrow. I think the difference is that I think he also can be a guy who certainly can embrace the side of being a villain, which I'm not saying Joe Burrow does or doesn't or anything like that, but there's a little bit more of like a nonchalantness with Burrow, whereas Luka, I think, is a guy, he's not I think what you could say in terms of like NBA, and I know this is like an outstretch, don't fight me, folks. I'm just saying, I think he really lines up more with like Larry Bird, if you will, right? Because he feels like the kind of guy who's like, I'm going to get in your face. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the thing I just told you I was going to do to you. And then I'm going to talk smack about how you couldn't defend the thing that I told you I was going to do to you. Right. That's what I think. I don't know if Joe Burrow is maybe like a good comparison. Maybe on the level of his confidence, absolutely, on how maybe he can be the difference maker for this team, and he certainly has. Nobody saw this team going that far unless he performed well, and he certainly has. But I would say he kind of levels more on Larry Bird, where we think he's this quiet, calm dude. Right. But in reality, he'll talk smack with the best of them. He'll be right there with everybody else. You just think he's soft because he's got a little bit of a baby face. He's got a little bit of a quiet tone to himself. Right. But reality is he's chirping with everybody else. He's throwing it back just as much as he's getting. I feel like that would be like the only difference you can really say comparing Luka to Burrow is that Burrow kind of kept everything to himself. He left it more out on the field. He let his play do more of the talking. Exactly. Luka, he mainly does that, but he'll throw in those few chirps here and there. Right. But I think right now in this situation, it's kind of backfiring on him because of all the chirping and everything that he was doing against Phoenix. Right. But now they're down 3-0. Well, and to be in this series, despite, I mean, it's Golden State, but it was also Phoenix. I think a lot of it was Phoenix just totally just blew it. Right. They were easily the better team against Dallas. Yeah. And I think it was just they totally blew it. So I mean, if you want to go with in that situation, is that everyone's like, okay, if you can do this to Phoenix, you should be able to be doing this against Golden State. Right. He is somewhat doing it, but they're still losing. They're still down 3-0. Well, I think the difference is that Golden State's kind of like that team where you got Steph, who's kind of like, yeah, whatever you say. By the way, 3-ball. Yeah. And then you've got Draymond, who's kind of like, what'd you say to me? What'd you say? Man, I'm talking about you on my podcast now. Draymond, no one said you had to fight him. Right.
And then he'll try and scratch his eyes out.
Yeah, right.
No, he'll try to kick him and then you know what's. Yeah.
Is this done tonight, or is it going to be a gentleman's sweep?
I think it's a sweep. I mean, right now, I think.
You don't think it's a gentleman's sweep where they let them win tonight and then go home and win?
I mean, it could be. I think they want to shut this down as soon as possible so they can get some rest.
I don't think Golden State wants to see a 3-1 lead ever after what happened to them in the finals against Cleveland. So I think they're going to really try their best to just go, no. We're going to take the clean sweep so we don't have to relive our horrible past years ago.
Don't leave the door open.
No, I think it's totally done for Dallas. I mean,
only way this happens.
Luka's done everything that he could. It's just he's got no extra.
The only way this happens is if Luka has like 50 or 60 points, like a game, like one of the games of the all time for playoffs. That's how this happens.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You yell at me and be on my phone. You
on to but I can still hit a cue. I can still hit a cue, Mobo.
Do you two want to go at
On to Tyler's favorite subject, the LA Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Juwan Howard, eh? Doc Rivers, eh?
Yeah.
You know Juwan wouldn't put up with squat when it comes. He'd probably end up punching LeBron.
I just had to play with him in Miami. He won me a championship, and I don't want to go back to that. I agree, Juwan. I agree. For those who don't remember, Juwan Howard was on those championship teams in Miami. So
Yeah, he was.
Keep that in mind. Like, he had his fill, I think, with LeBron.
with how the Lakers are going right now, with just everything, it just seems all chaotic. Would not surprise me if they go with Doc Rivers.
I love the fact that they're like, hey, Philly, are you guys upset with Doc? Yeah. You're good? Oh,
You sure?
damn it.
Dang it. Are you sure?
I'll say this right now for the Lakers. The problem they have right now is they're trying to run this team by committee because according to what we've heard now, Jeannie Buss is talking to Magic Johnson and Phil Jackson about how to run the team. And then you've got Rob Pelinka, the GM, who's like, yeah, I'm going to be talking with Kurt Rambis' wife. I'm also going to talk to LeBron and AD about how we can fix this team. If you're running a team by committee, you will never, and I mean never, ever be able to put yourself back in the finals again because you have to be able to have the people to do it, to trust with it. You are not going to do it with people as an entire committee to make a team work. It's not going to happen.
Lakers, y'all realize that you probably had the greatest GM of all time, and he's still alive. Yeah. And you could probably talk to him a little bit about how to get things right with the Lakers. Oh, you need me to tell you who that is because you've forgotten? His name is Jerry West. You know, the logo. I'm just saying,
You're having suing HBO.
If you're having internal struggles,
Why talk to your GM when you have a player / assistant GM?
Right.
He wants all of his buddies to play.
/ coach.
/ coach. I mean,
why
he's
consult
all around.
with somebody who was at one point one of the people that built a great franchise?
I'll guarantee you that's part of the problem. Like, I would almost bet Juwan Howard conversation was, hey, LeBron, you going to listen to me? Why? We played together. I'm better than you.
Yeah,
I don't want that job. No, I'm good.
Well, according to the whole thing, Juwan wants to coach his sons at Michigan, which I get it. I understand. But
sense.
honestly, it's one of those things where it's like,
oh, my God.
Yeah, I know, right?
We got
it's kind of like Doc Rivers and Austin Rivers type deal. Like, son, you're cut. I'll see you for dinner later.
I got the new Fab Four, and they're all my kids.
But it's like one of those things where, like, because people were asking me, like, would you take that Lakers job? I'm like, yes, I would take it. Unfortunately, at the same time, I would be stuck in a position where it would just be awful because I'd be listening to 8 different people in my ear trying to tell me what to do. So whoever takes that job better be prepared to listen to your GM, some advisor named Rambis who used to be a halfway decent player on defense for them, Jeannie Buss, Phil Jackson, Magic Johnson, and then you've got 2 players in LeBron and AD, and then you probably going to have Russell Westbrook in here as well because there's no chance that they probably trade him at this point because it doesn't sound like anybody wants him.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, if I got the conversation of, hey, do you want to be the head coach of the Lakers?
Yeah.
My first statements would be, as long as you trade LeBron and Westbrook, I'll keep AD and I'll build around AD.
I would just say just blow it up. I mean, there's so many things wrong with this team.
LeBron and Westbrook for Damian Lillard right now, boys. Hey, how do you like Portland?
Many draft picks as you can get.
Poor Portland.
Yeah. It's gonna get uglier before it gets better. Let's just be honest. You had a chance to get better, but you traded away all that talent, and now everybody else is benefiting from it. Thanks, by the way. Bulls appreciate it.
This is literally like the sport version of the Kardashians. Just so much drama and crap.
That's a good way to put it.
Speaking of which, did you see Devin Booker deleted his his Twitter and everything because they were coming after him for the Kardashian curse?
The Kendall curse is still going, man.
Still happening.
No.
Poor Ben Simmons.
Oh, that's a whole different kind of curse.
That goes beyond the curse, unfortunately. That's something else.
Somebody got a voodoo doll out and was just like, screw this guy.
Screw you, Ben
Sorry,
Simmons.
everybody.
Oh, actually, that makes a lot of sense because didn't he go to LSU?
He did. He did.
Voodoo doll.
So
I'm telling you.
I'm just... My bad, everybody.
Explain everything.
I thought the voodoo doll was going to make him better. I didn't know it was going to make him worse. Whoops, sorry.
Andrew's. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh, that's how he hurt his back.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Someone's just trying to shoot a basket. Come on, shoot! Make it in the basket.
Oh, broke his wrist. Damn it.
This toy's stupid. Injured.
I can't move, boss. Boss, I can't move.
You're just gonna see Ben Simmons just
Oh,
fly
that's
across
why
the court.
he didn't go to practice. I locked him in the closet. Damn. No wonder you didn't go to camp.
He was in a locker.
Yeah.
My
Said
dog
you locked
chewed it.
away. My bad.
My dog ate
My
my
dog
doll.
ate my
I'll
homework.
box you, dude. I will do it.
All right. Are we good?
I'm good.
Are we good?
We're good.
Have we cleansed?
Yes.
Have we purged our Laker purge
Yes.
for the time being?
Well, we all made our picks for tonight, right? I said Golden State.
I'm
think
saying
it-
Golden State.
I think it's going to be Dallas. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep.
I'm surprised.
I think they let Dallas.
honestly surprised they've given Dallas the 1.5 favorite in this game. They had a 6.5 last game.
That's like a pick 'em.
Oh yeah, but I mean like,
Especially when
it's
it's
more
at
probably
Dallas.
just giving them the
Almost
favorite because they're the home team.
I think Mark Cuban comes out and scores 53.
Assisted by Elon Musk.
Dirk Nowitzki comes down from the suite.
Move out of the way. I got this.
Putting his jersey on.
Let me show you how to hit the one-legged fadeaway.
Oh, boy.
All right.
great.
Well, when we come back, did you see that golf ball? No. Jeez. We talk PGA Championship when we come back here on Blow the Whistle, the live stream.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo es Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that I have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
Shit.
And welcome back to Blow the Whistle live stream from Lombard Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years.
West side.
Are we on the west side of Lombard?
We're somewhere. I don't know where we're at anymore. We're definitely off the rails.
We're more east than anything, but I don't know if we're on the west side of Lombard.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if
before we
Lombard is
get
that
started, once again, if you want to hit us up, let us know what you think of the show. Like, subscribe. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Blow T Whistle 1.
Yep.
You can also hit us up on our Gmail at blowtwhistleradio@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Give us suggestions, comments,
Concerns.
concerns.
There's
Andrew will read them.
We have plenty of concerns of us.
You feeling all right? I'm fine.
I'm fine.
It's Ben Simmons.
Let's swing away here, boys,
Let's do it.
and talk a little PGA Championship.
Shall we?
Do it.
I love you, Will. I truly do love you, but you cost me like a lot of money this weekend. Not like you didn't cost me a lot of money, but you cost me a lot of money.
Like you could have had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I still made a little bit because I hedged. I wasn't stupid. I did overall. I did overall top 5 and top 10, so I'm okay. But still, would have been a nice young game if you could have won that. Listen,
500 to 1.
Who Will? Will
Yeah.
was 35 to 1 to win it all.
Yeah.
That's still good money.
Yeah.
You could put some pizza money on that. Woo.
I put a little more in pizza money.
What'd you put down?
Put two New York skirt steaks down.
Maybe a nickel.
Maybe a nickel.
Maybe a nickel. But that being said, congratulations, Justin Thomas,
Yeah.
for pretty much doing the impossible, my man.
An incredible comeback.
Entering the 4th round, he was at 2% to win the championship. And did not have the greatest front 9. But boy, that back 9. Somebody lit a fire up underneath his tuchus.
Yeah.
He tied for the 3rd largest comeback after 54
Yep.
holes in major championship history.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
whew.
Congratulations. I mean,
Insane.
granted, it took a Chilean to choke on his chili. For you, was that not the worst
That was
freaking
bad.
swing you've ever seen in your life?
That was bad.
It was almost as bad as Charles Barkley's swing.
Yeah, that was
It was
that was brutal.
it was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. Just terrible. I thought I had a bad stance and I thought I had a bad swing, but man, that was just awful.
That
folks.
follow through didn't even go
Yeah.
above his waist.
I don't understand. Like, did he crumble under the pressure? Was it just simply that he
What
lost
he-
focus in that moment?
What
Like,
he said was he was trying to make the same swing he's made on that hole the entire week with
Right.
with the power fade that hits that incline and just bounces straight down instead of bouncing off to the side.
Okay.
Didn't do it. Mito Pereira, I credit where credit's due. You lost a lot of people a lot of money because people were jumping on that bandwagon pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he looked phenomenal. For a guy who quit golf when he was 17 and then picked it back up when he went to college. Unbelievable performance. You will hear from this guy again.
Yeah.
I'm almost going to guarantee it. Will Zalatoris isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This is his 2nd runner-up finish in a major in 2 years. But wow. And let me just say this. The cojones on Justin Thomas on that 2nd aggregate hole
Oh yeah.
to just rip it and hit probably the most perfect drive to go onto the green in one.
That was one of those shots where he was just like, all right, let's see what happens.
One of the most clutch shots it ranks right up there with Morikawa when he went for the green on that par 4 when he won the PGA Championship.
Right.
Like, it was that clutch.
Yeah.
Were you a little surprised of Tiger Woods withdrawing so early?
No. I was actually surprised he made the cut. If you want me to be real honest about it,
He was struggling from the start.
you could tell. I literally turned to my dad on Saturday after he was done playing and said, he's withdrawing. The limp was extremely noticeable.
Yeah, you could see
could
it.
tell he was in excruciating pain.
Every time he swung, he was gritting his teeth. I mean, you could see that he was not feeling okay.
I know he's been dealing with a lot of pain and stuff like that. Now, do you think
He's never going to be the same?
No.
Never.
Not at
Like,
this
what
point.
people don't understand is the dude's lucky to have his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. With the
Not
accident.
only that, but his ankle was 180 degrees the opposite direction, along with the double compound fracture.
Oh, good Lord. Now,
That leg should have been amputated.
do you think after this, do you think he's 46? Do you think he calls it a career, or do you think he's going to keep going?
Absolutely not. He's already committed to playing the British Open. It's at St. Andrews. I want to see how that goes for him because that's more flat, less undulations. This
less climbing for him to have to worry about.
This course at Southern Hills had you standing in awkward positions, putting a lot of pressure on
One side
the
or the
leg
other.
that just didn't make for it to be very good for him health-wise.
Okay.
St. Andrews is going to be a little easier for him. There's still undulations. There's still things that he's going to have to deal with. But I would say if he has issues the same that he had at Southern Hills, there will start to be talks on whether or not he's going to play again. The one person I know is never going to play in the PGA again, Phil Mickelson.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's almost a
If
given
there
at
was
this
one-
point.
If there was one tournament I thought he would play this year, it would have been to defend his title with Drew.
I mean, they said, wasn't it the PGA who said like he wasn't like barred from it? Like
No.
he just didn't want
They
to
haven't
come.
barred him from anything.
No.
He's choosing not to show up. So, I mean,
I have to assume then he really thinks that this whole LIV golf thing is like going to happen because they have yet to say like they're disbanding. So they're under the belief that they have the money to just kind of keep themselves alive at that point.
they're
So
backed by Saudi
you're right.
princes.
Yes. The Saudi
That's right.
Arabian
They've got
Public Investment Fund.
money.
Yes.
That's
So,
right. We were
I'm
talking-
sure.
Over $800 billion in assets, folks. So keep that in mind. They can keep going a little bit longer, I think.
I think this tour will last probably 2 years.
Okay.
Whether Phil's on it or not is yet to be determined.
I feel like at this point, like you're not going to tournaments. Everybody at this point kind of knows the connection between you and this other golfing thing. I feel like it's got to be like a thing, right? There's got to be that he's going to do something with them.
Oh, not only that, but Greg Norman's burnt every bridge he's ever had. Just
Yeah, right. I mean, after you collapse at the Masters, I guess, why not collapse the rest of the way?
oh.
It's a great 30 for 30, by the way, if you want to go check that out.
For me, unbelievably great tournament.
Yes.
The names that were in it were not household names.
No, but they're people that I think you can come to respect and say that they fought their way through.
But for anyone who was like, well, I don't understand why all these big name guys were having such issues, that wind was lethal.
Yeah.
That it was blowing steady 15 with gusts up to 35, and this is in Oklahoma, so there ain't nothing stopping it.
Yeah.
No.
Deep in the heart of Oklahoma.
You know, when they sing that song, Oklahoma, when the wind swoops steadily on the plane.
Oklahoma, where the wind.
That's exactly what they're talking about, folks. It's not pretty out there.
Yeah, it was nasty, 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 and it showed up on Saturday for Zalatoris.
Yeah.
Because Zalatoris had gotten lucky with his first 2 rounds. I'll be the first one to admit it, and didn't really have to deal with the wind conditions as much as some of the other guys. So Saturday was his first real test, and he struggled.
Yeah.
But then everybody struggled on Sunday. Like
Everybody had problems the next day.
you went from Mito having a 10-shot lead and like within a half hour, 45 minutes, it was down to 1 shot.
Yeah.
And you were going, hey, we got a tournament. So hats off to Justin Thomas. I don't think he's getting enough credit where credit's due.
No.
In the performance that he laid out on a difficult course, on a difficult day, and showed up, posted a number, and goes, all right, let's see what happens. And guess what happened? What happened was...
Yeah, right.
So, congratulations to Justin. You'll be there soon enough.
This is going to be, those two are going to be, you're going to see a lot more of these two, I think, going forward. The future's bright.
Mito
as well. There's a bright future there from just those three in itself.
There's a lot of brave. I mean, let's not even talk about the world number one missing the cut.
Right.
Scotty Scheffler was nowhere to be found.
So-called home court, and it didn't really work to his advantage.
How'd Spieth do? Home court. I mean,
thanks, Spieth. I put money on you.
There were two guys right there that have played that course a lot.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about him last week, and I unfortunately did not get a chance to watch any of this as I was more paying attention to the Cubs games as I was working the Cubs games.
Throw it out. Oh, I just work on Cubs games.
Show off. Big time.
But yeah, no, I remember.
I just get my name set on the score all the time.
But I remember we were talking about how Spieth had kind of like a home field advantage.
Scheffler, Spieth, and Zalatoris. All of a sudden, I can't say his name. I've been saying it right the whole time. Zalatoris all kind of had that. They all went to Texas. Yeah. They all have played that course a lot. Right. So, yeah. I mean, Scheffler poo-pooed all over himself. No, I can't even blame it on them. That wind was nasty. I wouldn't have wanted to play in that. That, like, literally, you would hit the ball, and then a gust would come and completely change the trajectory of the ball.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
So I did see that
I did see that Justin Thomas brought back the dab.
He did.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, and let me say this too, because since we talked about it beforehand, John Daly is my hero.
You are my man.
He is my spirit animal.
Yes.
What was it? First day they said he went through like 3 packs of cigarettes or whatever, and
21 cigarettes per round is what he averages. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Had like a 6-pack of Diet Coke or something like that as well. Like, and then after the first day, somebody took a picture. He's like John Daly playing slots after the first day of the PGA, and it's like, what else would you expect him to do? And then also, by the way, he does a sponsorship for Hooters, too.
I'm sure he had a ripper in his mouth, too, while he was at
John Daly. He's
amazing. I'm sure he had a ripper in his mouth while he was at the casino, too.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. All 7s.
I love John Daly so much.
I've told you the story.
Oh, yeah. You've told
I'm not going to reiterate.
I can't wait to see what his kid is like. His kid looks fantastic.
His kid's going to be better.
His kid has already got a sponsorship deal with Hooters.
I know.
That's
great.
Insane.
Like dad and son, let's take an outing together. We're going to Hooters.
John Jr., come here. We're going to Hooters. We're getting you a sponsorship and we're getting wings. Got it, Daddy.
Got it, Daddy.
Fantastic.
I can't wait. Oh, my God.
He's a better golfer than his dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is true.
I'm going to say this right now.
More precise.
He will be a better professional golfer than his father.
It's got that swing like him, though, that power.
And I'll put it out there. He and Charlie are going to have a rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. That'll be something.
That would be.
I mean, Charlie's what, 5 years behind him?
I believe so.
Somewhere in there?
4 or 5 years, yeah, something like that.
Charlie and John Daly going to have a rivalry. Charlie's going to have the respectable sponsors. John Daly Jr. is going to be like Hooters and
New Balance instead of Nike.
The General.
Brazzers.
Pornhub.
Listen, I'm not in any scenes, but I do endorse them.
I do endorse them. I do not partake.
That would be a fantastic sponsor. I would love to see that.
You just have that pop up on your screen. Hi, this is John Daly for Pornhub. The best site for all your fantasy needs.
John, if you need any suggestions.
Make it happen.
That was good.
Make it happen.
That was good. I like it.
I'm out.
And on that note, that's going to do it for Uno.
That's just hour one.
Uno. That's just hour one. We're coming back for hour deuce.
Yes.
What the deuce?
What the deuce?
What the deuce?
And then we're going to be talking White Sox and Cubs. I don't know why we're talking Cubs.
I'm going to talk about the greatest fight in history.
That's right. Fight. And, of course, the the greatest segment on all of entertainment. You're
sir.
killing me, Smalls. All next in hour number dos here on Blow the Whistle live stream.
What's up?
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Psst. Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
And welcome back to Blow the Whistle, hour number dos, here at Lombard Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years.
What's up?
I do not endorse this bit.
I'm David Double D Dykstra. I'm here with my boys Tyler, ye old ball and chain buter ball, and Andrew Pepe Valentin. We are about to fight. And I love every minute of it. Ding, ding. Two of the biggest jackholes known to man are getting into verbal confrontations in NCAA football. And we're just going to sit back and watch it all happen and laugh. Mm-hmm. Andrew, why don't you let them know what's going on?
All right. Well, so for those who are not aware, obviously, let's
where you been?
Yeah, right. So for everybody that's not aware, so there was a speaking engagement that took place in Tuscaloosa for business people. There was an event. Nick Saban obviously spoke at it, as he is considered to be the kind of man he is for business. Had some comments to say about Texas A&M and college football. Well, really college football's NIL rules. So he had a lot of speech about that. And I want to hit the audio on this one too, because this is going to be good for everybody to be able to hear with his own words and read them as well. But it has to do basically about how the NIL rules are hurting the team. One team in particular being A&M, and he calls them out for buying players. But if we can, let's roll this real quick so everybody can kind of hear what they had to say.
I mean, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team, made a deal for name, image, and likeness. All right, we didn't buy one player. All right, but I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing it.
Yeah, so right off the bat, that is exactly what Nick Saban had to say. That is just a small portion of it, but that was like the main point that he was bringing up.
Now, my ears did not deceive me.
Yeah.
Nick Saban's loud-ass mouth came out and said that they have not bought any players.
That's correct.
Aboard Poopy! How much is Bryce Young making in the NIL?
I believe he is making upwards of 7 figures, around the $5 million mark, if I'm not mistaken, give or take.
But you ain't buying players.
Right.
No. I get what you're saying, Nick. It's not the boosters that are doing this for your team. But if you have the boosters that own companies and want to endorse your players, that's NIL.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Or if your head coach may or may not happen to have a contract with Barstool Sports and can get his kids to be sponsored by Barstool Sports and have them come to a college named Jacksonville State, you know?
You mean Jackson State?
Or Jackson State.
Yes.
I thought it was Jacksonville State.
No, Jackson State.
Is it Jackson State?
Jacksonville State is a totally different school.
Is it?
Yes.
Apologies. I'm sorry, Coach Prime. I apologize.
Well, and yes, Nick Saban also did say that he called out also Jackson State and saying that, I didn't have the auto for that, but because that was harder to find, that Travis Hunter Jr., the star player, number 1 player in the country, went to Jackson State for $1 million, which, according to Prime, he has said there's no proof of that. He's not paying anybody or anything like that. I will stick by the guns to say whatever Prime says, sure, we'll go by that, just simply because there hasn't been like an NIL deal announced for the kid or anything like that yet.
Oh, God. What does this mean for the Progressive commercials? Are they going to be able to do commercials together now?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher had some interesting words.
Yes, he did.
Smacking back.
So actually, after Nick Saban spoke, they had their, believe it or not, a press conference. This was actually at the SEC press conference after they've had their meetings. So Nick was probably somewhere within the vicinity of the area, I'm sure, when this was happening. But this is what Jimbo Fisher had to say in response. It's a little bit longer, but this is what he had to say.
A reputable head coach could come out and say this when he doesn't get his way or things don't go his way. The narcissist in him doesn't allow those things to happen, and it's ridiculous. But when he's not on top, and the parity in college football he's been talking about, go talk to coaches who coach for him. You'll find out all the parity. Go dig into wherever he's been. You can find out anything. And it's a shame that you got to sit here and defend 17-year-old kids and families. And Texas A&M, because we do things right, we're always going to do things right. But we're always going to be here. We're doing a heck of a job. These coaches have done a great job. Our players have done a great job. The whole organization of recruiting people. It's despicable that we got to sit here at this level of ball and say these things to defend the people of this organization, the kids, 17-year-old kids and their families. It's amazing. Some people think they're God. We built him up to be the czar of football. Go dig into his past, or anybody that's ever coached with him. You can find out anything you want to find out, what he does and how he does it. And it's despicable. It really is. And it's a shame we have to sit up here and have this conversation about things we do. And it's personal to us? Yes, it is. It's personal to A&M. It's personal to our players. It's personal to our coaches and everybody involved. And I know the guy. Know him really well. It's amazing that we're allowed to do those things. It's really despicable. And I hate it for our players who are coming here, who did things the right way, have done things the right way, and will continue to do things the right way. I apologize to you that people insult you publicly the way they're doing it. And our fans, I apologize to you guys for people saying those things about Texas A&M. But promise you this, there are no violations. There are nothing wrong. It's the second time we've had to do this with grown men who don't get their way and want to pout, throw a fit, and act up. Just go ask all the people who work for him. You'll know exactly what he's about. I always said this. My dad always told me this. When people show you who they are, believe them. He's showing you who he is.
A couple of things, Jimbo. First of all, have you had any contact with Nick since?
No. Oh, he's called.
You just didn't take the call?
Not going to. We're done.
And
he shows you who he is.
And then I just wanted to.
He's the greatest ever, huh?
And then I just wanted
when you
to.
got all the advantages, it's easy.
Okay, so my takeaways from this piece of audio.
Yeah.
Nick Saban is despicable.
3 times. I counted it. He said it 3 times.
Jimbo Fisher went on repeat there for a moment.
Yeah, he had to kind of smack the disc a little bit. He was skipping a little.
Narcissist.
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Greatest coach of all time.
Don't forget Czar. Czar of football.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. I will say real quick, with everything he said, he too also said some things that I'm kind of like, all right, let's not say you didn't pay players. Like, maybe not.
Your boosters paid a lot of players, buddy.
I wouldn't say, I'm not going to sit here and say, they did or they didn't. Who knows, right? Maybe these kids really did go because they like A&M. I don't know. But I would not put it out there for people to suddenly contend that you paid players, right? Certainly that's what Saban said. All you had to say basically was, we got the players we wanted to get, and we're just going to leave it at that. You didn't have to go into, we didn't pay players, we did it the right way, like Nick Saban tried to claim.
You know what?
Nobody's coming out of this thing clean.
No one's getting the players the right way.
No.
None of them are doing it. So
This is
trying
a
to
new
make it a
world
point that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's just you're just digging yourself a deeper hole.
This is free agency for college football players.
Yeah.
So
just
now,
like the transfer portal. And by the way, let me just say this. Nick Saban is going to wah because he's now not getting the top recruits as much as he wants to.
Right.
He's not 3 deep anymore with 4 stars or 5 stars. So now he's going to get all upset about it.
Yeah.
And if you think that other universities aren't doing the same thing that Texas A&M is doing,
right,
all you got to do is look in the same state. Texas is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Texas A&M's doing the same thing.
The problem here is, though, and I mean, Tyler and I were talking about this, and I know you probably know this, Texas is what? Maybe the 2nd richest state in the country?
Yeah.
And when you look at A&M and Texas Tech and Baylor and TCU and SMU and all who are their boosters? Oh, they just happen to be some of the richest men in the country who are worth over $1 trillion almost in combined income and assets. How do you compete with that if you're Alabama? Of course he's not just upset and jealous most likely about the recruiting thing. He's scared because he now knows if this is how things are going to go, my boosters are probably worth maybe $100 million, a little bit over. These guys are worth billions of dollars in oil money, in gambling money, and all kinds of stuff. I can't win with that. They can offer way too much. I offer 6, they offer 7. I offer their house, I offer an apartment, they offer a house. I offer a Lincoln, they offer a Cadillac.
So clearly this is all new with the NIL.
Yes.
They're still experimenting in it, and it sounds like, obviously, we're seeing that there's issues going on with everything. Well, not like issues, but like bickering and stuff like that. Do you eventually think that they're going to put more restrictions or a cap on to what they can give to these players?
No, because then you're limiting these players from what they can earn. That to me, listen, here's the thing. So what, you're going to give a university a salary cap?
At this rate, that's what it is.
I don't think
this is your top. Yeah. These are your top flight players that he's talking about.
Right.
This isn't your whole team. Your linemen are not getting $3 million worth of endorsements. These are your elite people. They're probably getting some money.
I mean, the top of the top players are getting, I'm sure, when they get these NIL deals. I mean, because here's the thing. You can't use an NIL deal to get a recruit. That is the rule. You can't use that to get a recruit. You probably, however, there's nothing that says you can't make a promise of an NIL deal.
If you come here, such and such will probably endorse you.
I do think, though, that, I mean, this is just me. I look at it and say, this is getting a little bit crazy with the money that's being thrown around at the time. I do think the NCAA needs to kind of pull back the reins a little bit and have some sort of restriction, like, okay, you can't start making NIL money until after your freshman year. After that, you can make whatever money you want. Like, there needs to be some way to kind of pull back the reins, because we're getting to a point now where kids are going, I mean,
it's just getting very
very ridiculous. And listen, I'm loving it all the same. It's a great story we get to talk about. Like Jordan Addison, the top wide receiver, just went to USC. Why did he go to USC? Well, why do you think? He went to Los Angeles, where there's a ton of money probably sitting there waiting for him in NIL deals, because it's Los Angeles. They can offer it, right? But if you think about it, like, what's wrong with saying, like, okay, you have to sit a year, wait a year, like, and then you can make your money? You know, I think there has to be a little bit of control, because otherwise things are going to get way out of hand. Like, really, like, I mean, we're going, like, but at the same time, too, this is how it is right now. So I love the chaos, but I think the chaos has to kind of be reined in.
No, I agree with you there. Or the whole thing is just going to be chaotic as all hell.
Yeah.
And it's already kind of starting to see that.
The chaos.
You just want to see the world burn.
Yeah, you just want.
I just want to see the. I just want to see the SEC burn.
Yeah.
That's all I want. But here,
what if we have?
Here's the funny thing,
what if we have
though.
a lockout like they did in the MLB?
Here's the funny thing. You're not hearing this crap from teams like LSU, Florida,
right,
Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because Nick Saban's butthurt, because now he's actually going to have to coach more. And don't get me wrong, I think there are legitimate coaches in college football.
Yeah.
But I also think there are figureheads in college football.
Of course.
I think Jimbo Fisher is a figurehead. I think Nick Saban is a freaking coach.
Clearly.
It doesn't matter if you're a 3-star, a 4-star, or a 5-star. Nick Saban is going to turn you into a quality, NFL quality player if you get to play on his team.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
That's like, if you look at his success with all the players that he's had, they're all going to turn into that level.
I think.
But you don't hear, and my thing is, you don't hear any of the other conferences chirping about this.
Correct.
You haven't heard anything from the Pac-12. You haven't heard anything from the Pac-12.
No.
You haven't heard anything from the Big Ten about, oh, this is all unfair. Right. It's Nick Saban doing his boo-boo.
Well, I mean, let's also, I mean, because we talked about this last week on Below the Whistle, how now you have the Pac-12 who's going to start changing how they do their conference championships, and they're going to start looking to eliminate their divisions. You have the ACC, who's also looking to eliminate their divisions now too. And how this relates to this is that they want to get their just dues to get into the college football playoffs now and give themselves a better schedule to be able to have that advantage, which would mean more opportunities to get seen, which means more sponsorship deals, which means more money, so then they can compete with the rest of these teams.
What do you think that whole alliance was?
Right, exactly.
The whole ACC, Pac-12, Big Ten alliance was to compete with the SEC once Texas and Oklahoma join them, which is going to be a joke. Texas may not be.
Texas has the backing.
And next year.
Texas has the well, listen, they get one certain player, they might be able to change everything around.
He locked in as one of his
He's got his top 3,
schools.
so we'll see.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
Bama, Georgia, Texas, baby.
Yeah,
Someone's getting Arch. Someone's getting Arch.
Georgia, Texas.
Yep.
That's the top 3.
That's his top 3. He's visiting.
Someone's getting.
What happened, Lane? What happened?
They got a scandal. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of a controversial issue going on down there at Ole Miss in Oxford. So, yeah, someone's getting. And listen, that kid right now is projected. Last time I saw, his value is at like $5.5 million, or no, now it's I think at like $8 or $9 million. It's projected to be at $10 million once he reaches college. By the time he's done, it should be 30.
I'm actually shocked Brian Kelly hasn't thrown his hat in there hard.
Well, I'm sure he did, but I'm sure he probably is like, yeah, I'm not listening to this. I mean, he's a Louisiana native. There's no, like, I'm sure he probably looked at it, but he wants to win. He wants to win, and he wants to be a good player.
I don't see why he couldn't at LSU. If he's there, he's going to make that entire team better.
Right. But, I mean, in this also...
Anyone who doesn't know who we're talking about, because I don't think we've actually... Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, who is the nephew of Eli and Peyton, who's...
Now, put some proper... It is Cooper's son.
Cooper's son.
The coolest of the Mannings.
He played basketball.
Listen, no. Ask any of the Mannings. Cooper was the most athletic and talented one, and if it hadn't been for injury, would probably...
Well, according to all of them now, Arch might be the best of the bunch, so...
I mean, just look at his...
Take this into consideration, folks.
Listen, I don't understand why Arch hasn't looked up north. I mean, there's a great team in Pennsylvania.
You got a quarterback.
He'll be gone in 2 years.
No.
There's a lot to do in Lincoln, Nebraska, Arch.
Hey, listen,
you know Scott Frost is like, man, come to Lincoln. I'll make you a god.
Look, if you decide you want to switch your mind and come back to stay home, man, I mean, Baton Rouge would love you forever. By the way, keep this in consideration, folks. He's 17 years old. He's 6'4", 215. So, and he can throw a ball like 60 yards already.
He'll probably put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, and maybe grow another inch or two. So
I hate that.
It's insane.
I don't know how many times we're going to have to go over this.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that they grow after their age. I stopped when I was 15. Tyler stopped when
a while ago. I was going to say the joke, you took it from me. It's funnier when I say it.
I stopped at 13.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to belittle you.
I'm done.
He just walks off.
I'm out of here.
Gets back under the table.
Screw this, I'm out.
You guys have a good show.
Just start talking from underneath.
I'm going to my room now.
No, but honestly, I mean, like with this Arch Manning thing, even with that, right? That is going to be the precipice of what everybody's going to be looking at.
Do you not think he's worth $5 million?
No, I listen. I think the kid is worth. He's worth every investment you can put into him, right? Because he's. Okay.
I'll help you out during the break. Dude.
Don't worry.
Just hold it.
Just sit there and look pretty.
Just hold it and look pretty.
But
that's all you're here for.
I mean,
is that why I'm in the center?
I honestly, I look at it and I just think that an absurd amount of money will be thrown at him. Of course. Does the kid deserve it? I mean, there's the always question of how much does he deserve it? He certainly worked his butt off. He's become one of the best prospects in the country, one of the best prospects in the history of high school football. In fact, actually, they're looking at him as being like right there with like Trevor Lawrence and Quinn Ewers and a lot of these other top quarterbacks that have been out there. But at the same time, like giving him all that money, like you better, like I think he is a kid who certainly has the people around him and the structure.
Listen,
he can handle it. A lot of these kids don't.
I don't want him to be Trevor Lawrence. I don't want him to be Ewers.
Of course not.
You know who I want him to be?
Yeah,
Peyton Manning Jr.
Right.
That's all I want.
But like, if you give a lot of these kids that money, they better be ready to be able to handle it, because just handing over those NIL deals.
Oh, Grandpa won't let him touch a dime.
Right. But that's the thing. What if a kid doesn't have that kind of structure around him? You're by yourself in another state at a college, and you're making 7 figures, 6 figures, whatever.
He's not gonna know what to do with that money.
Yeah, a lot of those kids are gonna kind of be like freewheeling.
Hit me in the club.
It can
going down.
Like, hey, Biggie said it, man. More money, more problems. So
More money, more problems.
It's all. I'm sure there's more restrictions.
That's just
coming.
my big thing, because it's like you getting these young kids money that they don't know what the hell they're gonna do with.
What would you do with $5 million?
Get a house. Pay my credit cards off. I'd probably
Listen, I got $5 million, and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is build a house, pay off my credit.
right.
get a blow
After
the
that,
whistle
I've got
studio.
$2 left, and we're good.
I mean, look, if you ask me, like 18 years old, somebody gives you a 7-figure NIL deal, what are you going to do with it? I'm sure the young kid in me is probably going, I'm buying a new car. I'm buying all this nice stuff and everything.
They're gonna go to the club, get top bottle, top shelf.
But then I think that's also where
Grey
like you
Goose.
can certainly like put yourself in a problem. Like like you said, like what if a kid's like trying to force his way into a club all of a sudden because he's got all this money, or what if he suddenly puts himself in a position where
He does the Tony La Russa. Don't you know who I am?
Right, exactly. So I think there should be some sort of a limit that gets put on. Well, and I know like people are like, you shouldn't put limits on things. It should be whatever you can get. But I don't want to see college football go too crazy with this. I love the fact these kids
It
are
will
getting
be
paid.
like each school gets like a max of what they can do, and if
Yeah.
they really want to try to pursue this top prospect, they give them the whole thing.
Right.
But it's not going to be like $5 million.
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, to me, that's just an insane amount of money for a 17-year-old.
Here, at the end of the day, I'm sure restrictions
They're already being put in. Like,
will be put into place. It'll be a little more.
Legislation's being drawn up.
Yeah, there'll be a little more clarification and rules to it. But for right now, Nick, you just got to deal with it, buddy.
Our boy King B-Mac also had something to say. He said, I don't think the NIL rules need to be changed at all. There's no limits on the money that coaches can make, so why should there be on students? Fair point. Can't wait until after freshman year here unless you're only doing that to football players. And then how is it fair here? They have to wait, but other student athletes can get paid sooner. Okay, that's a fair point.
My other issue with that is, how about this? If you're not playing your first year, you have to wait.
Yeah.
But if you are a freshman starting
immediately, I like that.
Then you get paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, it's enough NIL talk.
Well, he had a little bit more to say.
Oh, dear
Just
Lord
really quick.
Almighty.
He said.
Oh, B-Mac did? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, B-Mac. Go.
No, not these guys. Saban is just peeved off. I cleared that up a little bit because Bama doesn't have free reign of recruits anymore. That's true. They didn't even win the transfer portal this year either. Like USC clearly beat Texas, and USC beat them out. And next year, by the way, Texas Tech is winning the transfer portal and some of the early goings for the yes, David's very happy about that.
It's my number 2 favorite team.
Yeah. So and they're winning that battle right now.
Texas Tech.
Because Tech, by the way, has a lot of oil. Yeah.
Ex-wife went there.
Oh, I knew that.
Because
I was actually going to get her tickets to a game this year, but the only game is in Iowa State, and it's in like November.
Yeah,
I was like, nah.
Just so everybody knows, like real quick for Texas Tech, they have probably, I think, the most like oil tycoons that have gone to their school since they've been a thing in like the 1800s. So got a lot of money in places like family generation, like you know what kind of money, like holy you know what kind of money.
Well, they also got a $500 million quarterback who plays in the NFL.
That is true. And then B-Mac says, yes, David is right, bring on the chaos. So, you know what? I'm all for the chaos. Like, bring it on. I want it more.
I do think there'll be restrictions. I do think it is Saban being a little bit of a...
He's upset, and he's scared, I think.
You know what? I'm just going to say it. Nick Saban, you're being a biatch.
Here you go.
We can say it on here.
Yeah.
Biatch.
Is there an echo? That being said, enough college football talk.
Yep.
When we come back, we talk Bulls. Baseballs. We're going to talk some Cubs. We're going to talk some Sox. I don't know why we're talking Cubs, but I guess we'll talk about them for a little bit.
Yeah, equal love to all.
When we come back, baseball here on Blow the Whistle live stream.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
All right, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
And welcome back to Blow the Whistle live stream from Lombard Studios.
Straight out Lombard.
Lombard.
There you go. He's taking a drink.
Take a seal.
You have the worst timing of any human being I have ever met in my entire life.
Unbelievable.
Hey, everyone else at BetQL does the same thing. I love BetQL though. Don't get me wrong.
Why?
Why what?
Why are you going to throw my company under the...
I was a part of them. I love them.
Yeah, but now you're on to bigger and better things. Not that BetQL isn't awesome.
You just threw yourself under the
No,
bus.
I didn't, because I have the greatest show ever.
You do.
Daily Tip. That's right.
Brought to you by BetMGM.
That's right. Shout out to Chelsea Messenger, Michael Jenkins. I'm so used to calling him Jenks that I just shorten his name all the time. They're like, who? I'm like, oh, sorry, Michael Jenkins.
That's his nickety name.
Nickety name.
Are you gentlemen done?
No.
Okay. Why you want to talk about some diamonds?
Yeah.
Some baseball.
Some baseball.
Baseball would be nice.
Hey,
cabs.
All I'm gonna say is thanks, Josh Donaldson, for waking up them socks.
Yeah, appreciate
We
it.
appreciates it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Way to go, buddy.
You douche.
Ooh.
You can say it on there.
You can say douche.
You can say
You can
douche.
say. You can
Joe
say.
Kelly said it yesterday.
It's true.
He was on Parkinson's Spiegel.
It's
that's
also 'cause
awesome.
Joe
He was
Kelly
in
could-
studio.
What was he?
Yeah, I missed him.
Very cool.
I know.
Very cool.
But yeah, he's a douche. Not Joe Kelly. Donaldson.
Clarify, please.
Clear it up. Specific.
Yeah, please
Donaldson.
clarify.
douche.
But no, I.
Oh, I just came up with it. Donaldson douche. All right, continue.
That's the wrong kind of double D.
Yeah.
Oh.
That being said, I'm gonna just ask real quick. What were your thoughts?
I listen. I've listened to everybody argue about this on the internet, as of course they would. I understand that Tim Anderson, well beforehand, had already said in a statement before saying he wanted to be the Jackie Robinson of baseball. I understand that that was a statement he had made beforehand, in the sense that he wanted to be a man that could help lead more black athletes into playing baseball than anything else. Then Donaldson throws out this comment saying, okay, Jackie, apparently on in this little scuffle they're having. A lot of people are interpreting that as a racial slur. Obviously, there's a lot of people saying, well, he said he was Jackie Robinson, so he's just repeating it. And I understand that there's that mixed gray area with it. I would say, though, that he probably meant it in a way that would be insulting because they're in the middle of a fracas. They're trying to go at each other. And I'm sure Anderson probably said something to him that eventually kicks him off to say something like that. And even Josh Donaldson said he admitted to the fact that he called him Jackie as in Jackie Robinson in the comment. But then he also tried to walk the comment off by saying, well, you know, we're friends and stuff. And then I love Liam Hendricks coming in being like, yeah, no, they're not friends. Like, and by the way, Donaldson's an idiot and like there's no connection. He's just a rude. I mean, he had a lot to say on it, obviously. But I think this says a lot about Josh Donaldson, honestly, because this is a guy who respectably, as a baseball player, he's a pretty good player. There's a lot of people that do like him in the clubhouse, but he can rub people the wrong way. He's kind of been considered one of those guys that will certainly try to get under your skin. He's never meshed really well with managers or front
He's
office.
the new Nick Swisher.
Yes, exactly. He's trying to be Nick Swisher, and he's doing it in a bad way because Swisher was actually effective. Meanwhile, Donaldson continues to get bounced from team to team to team, and people are like, oh, it's just because he's so talented. And it's like, really? Or is it just because he doesn't get along with anybody? No managers, no front office. He never gets along with them. And there are teammates that are just like, yeah, I don't need this. I don't need some 36-year-old dude trying to put shaving cream in my pants or whatever it was that somebody said he got accused of or something like that. He was like doing the hazing thing or whatever, and he was like, it's not funny. It's just annoying.
He just kind of comes off of your typical fratty kind of guy.
Nick Swisher.
Yes, he's a very bro college kind of guy.
He is Nick Swisher without being funny.
Yes.
How I take this all in is that I could basically what Andrew was saying is that I can see how people are like, he didn't actually say a racially slurred word, but you can tell in the whole intentions that Donaldson had towards Anderson and the whole situation, it wasn't referred into a good way. You don't compliment someone when you are like about to have a scuffle with him. And so that was Donaldson's way of saying a racially slurred word without actually saying it, and it came off the wrong way. Even his own teammate, Aaron Judge, even came out and just said there's just some things you should say, like when you shouldn't say at certain times. And I think what Aaron Judge was talking about was that in situation is you don't say that kind of word, even though if Anderson was using it as a compliment for himself years ago, that was for him being a good baseball player. But with that whole fight that broke out, that's not what he was intending.
Yeah, I mean, you don't say
Your ball and chain's calling you.
I know. I don't think she knows we're still on air.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's not watching.
Thanks, Em.
Yeah,
Thanks for the support. Jeez. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Was it racially insensitive? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It was probably said with a condescending tone. Would I necessarily say that it was racist?
Right.
I
have a hard time.
I cannot speak to that,
right?
Because I am not of race.
Right.
I am a Caucasian man who has not dealt with a lot of things that other races have. So for me to sit here and say that it's not racist is just blind stupidity.
That's the tough thing about this situation, that like in other ways, like you'd come of as a compliment because Jackie Robinson, one of the best baseball players to ever play the game. Mm-hmm. And so it comes as a compliment, and Anderson's putting up great numbers. And so he's a great player as well in this.
Because in that moment, I just feel like you say Jackie as in Jackie Robinson. A lot of people would say, oh, he's not saying he's one of those great baseball players. He's using it as a demoting connotation, which a lot of people. Yeah, it's the intention of all of a sudden people would jump to the conclusion that you're saying that because you're trying to be insulting to him because Jackie Robinson of what he went through, as the first black baseball player in having to deal with all the racial connotations. That's where everybody I think is jumping to that. Is it racist, like you said, David? I don't necessarily know. Again, I don't know what that's like. I've seen it happen numerous times. I've never heard it, though, on that level. I have heard, though, people say, and I mean, this is just me on my experience, not my experiences, but seeing it, people have said, like, Emmett, as in Emmett Till or something like that. Or I've even heard somebody, I can't remember what it was. It was, I think, at a Black Lives Matters march when I was downtown once. I heard somebody who was, like, obviously against the protest. Somebody yelled out, hey, Martin, as in, like, Martin Luther King, which you would probably, anybody, you listen to that on the cusp, you just be like, does he know him? Is his name Martin? Probably, though, my assumption was, he meant it as like Martin Luther King is in like take him out kind of thing. Like that's where my mind went, unfortunately.
And like you said, Tim Anderson had come out and said that he wanted to be the Jackie Robinson of this generation to bring more African-American players into Major League Baseball. He also meant it to say he wanted to bring fun back into baseball as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And listen, if anyone has ever heard anything that Tim Anderson has ever said in any interview or watched the man play, that's all he's about.
Right.
Exactly.
Bringing fun back to baseball.
And listen, I understand there's a lot of people that are going to say he rubs them the wrong way. I don't like him, whatever. To me, I don't think it goes without a doubt saying Tim Anderson is good for baseball and he is the future of baseball. I don't like Bryce Harper all that much, but I will say his attitude, that energy he brings is something that baseball needs. Mike Trout's a great player, but he's also a boring player. Josh Donaldson is an old school, old boys kind of club of, I went to Auburn, I played at a prestigious program, you hit the home run and you just keep your head down and jog. What's wrong with a bat flip? What's wrong with a little bit of looking up and kind of making some gestures and having fun? This is a game after all. It's a sport that you get paid for, but it is a game.
So now the MLB did suspend Donaldson for 1 game.
Yes.
You mentioned that he's trying to appeal it. Mm-hmm. Before we get to the appeal thing, are you guys in agreement that it should have gotten 1 game? Do you think he should have gotten more, or do you think he shouldn't have gotten suspended at all?
I think 1 game is because it wasn't an outright racial slur.
Right. If he would have said like the big one,
racially insensitive, absolutely.
Yes.
1 game for me. Once again, I feel bad kind of commenting or commentating on something like this because, hello, I'm white.
Yeah.
I'm about as white as you can get, people. Transparent. But yeah, I thought 1 game was fair. I'm sure there are going to be people that argue more.
Right.
And by the way, Bryce, Andrew doesn't know what he's talking about. You're an absolute amazing baseball player. You are a god. You are the Philly of Philly.
You mean he's the only Philly?
No, I mean, I do agree with at least the 1 game. I think it's just because he didn't directly say the racial slur, but obviously because MLB knew what his intentions were, but like that's the loophole, is that he didn't actually say it. Like no one in that whole scuffle had like said like, oh no, I heard him say the N-word or whatever like that.
Everybody's
I think the 1
based
game
off intent, essentially.
Right. And so I think the 1 game is good enough. But Andrew, explain more about like he's trying to appeal the 1 game.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is what Donaldson does, right? He doesn't think he's in the wrong. He's like if
you heard him in that post game interview, he totally sounded like he was like.
He very much.
But he said, and she said, and all that. He's like that.
He very much thinks of himself, I think, in the same way that Trevor Bauer does. Like, I'm a mouthpiece of the Major League Baseball. Like, what I say, everybody thinks. And it's like, no, they don't. Like, really, a lot of Major League Baseball does not seem to really like this guy all that much. As a player, oh, yeah, he adds a lot of value to the hitting lineup and all that stuff. But as a personality, he can really bring your ball club down. That's why the A's shipped him off. That's why the Blue Jays, after winning an MVP, shipped him off. That's why he doesn't stick around at ball clubs. It's not because he's a valuable asset that everybody wants. It's because clearly there's something wrong where you're not clicking with the rest of the team. And he thinks he's in the right on this. And sure, think you're in the right, but at the end of the day, you said what you said. Major League Baseball is probably going to upheld it. It's 1 game suspension. You can't take the 1
He's
game.
He's going to spend more time.
Yeah, but he wants. But that's the thing. He wants to get that off of his record so he can be proven right. Because if it goes on the record, then that's something that gets tainted even more so. You said this to Tim Anderson. Now that's going to be a stain on you. And whether he's a racist or not, I can't speak to. But then people are going to look at him and say, Josh Donaldson said what he said to Anderson, therefore he's racist. So that's what he wants to try and get rid of.
Now, a question for you guys again. With this whole situation and with the Yankees being probably like the favorite to at least make it to the World Series, if not win the World Series, do you think?
Please no.
Do you think with this whole situation that has happened, and even his own teammates are against him. Do you think this is going to kind of throw things off with the Yankees for the rest of the season?
And no. And there's one reason and one reason only. Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
That dude right there is such a clubhouse leader.
Yeah.
That either Donaldson will be told, keep your mouth shut, or you're not going anywhere.
Going to another team.
See ya. Pack your bags.
You know, I could really see Rizzo stepping up and being like, dude, just keep your mouth shut.
I mean, you can see.
Come here, play your game, go home. Shut up. We don't want to hear it anymore.
I think the organization might definitely be looking to ditch him at this point because you haven't heard anything from the Yankees.
Because this just puts a bad rap on them.
They haven't put anything out publicly, and I don't know if they
let's not.
I mean, but let's be real. If you're an organization,
Yankees fans are ass clowns. Like
the
fact that they
always
booed Tim Anderson after he hit that home run shows what kind of class that fan base has.
That's also the fans that poured trash. Yeah, speaking of garbage, they poured trash all over the Cleveland Guardians in what I can't remember what week it was, but they were and then they got called out by I forget who it was for the Indians, or the Guardians that said they're just a bunch of classless. But I'm not talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the organization as it is. Hasn't said anything about this situation. They haven't said a statement like we apologize to Tim Anderson or anything. Yeah. And they're not, or they haven't even said we back Josh Donaldson. So they're completely kind of, I think, like we want to get away from this situation.
They're being Switzerland.
Even your team doesn't back you on this. So you either take the suspension, you appeal it, but you're on your own. That's basically what you're on your own. And I think that means he's out of there at some point.
So I think it helps that none of the rest of his teammates actually back him up whatsoever. Yeah. At least from what I've heard.
Aaron Judge voices his opinion. I know a lot of people don't want to say a lot for Aaron Judge, but I mean that's when you're top ball players. Yeah. When your top ball players speak out,
that's your star.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Especially the way he's playing this year.
Right,
that's your star.
And if Anthony Rizzo would have said something, that you're done.
See,
Goodbye.
But I think
but he won't say it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys are in the same kind of scenario that Tyler and I are, where we don't kind of really feel comfortable saying anything.
It's not
about
an easy thing
because we're not in those shoes.
We really don't know.
Right.
We haven't been in those shoes.
I mean, listen, I'm a half and half. Okay, that's how I am. I'm a half and half. Yeah, I'm Polish and Puerto Rican, split down the middle. So I can't speak.
Puerto Rican?
Yes, I'm a Puerto Rican. That is actually what I've been calling myself since I was like 6.
I love it.
So,
I like it.
But I can't speak to any of this. I've never really gone through anything. I'm not like major racism. I have, however, seen a little bit of this stuff. I mean, I've been called certain names. I've been called like Chico and stuff like that. Like people have thrown those things out, and I know they're not saying it.
Pepe?
Not Pepe. Pepe is the one that we throw out because obviously there's a story behind that. But like, so there's nothing. Don't yell at these guys, okay? Trust me, it's fine. But there have been those moments where I've kind of heard stuff like that before. I don't want to say a bunch of them because it doesn't matter.
No.
But at the end of the day, like I can't imagine like what it has to be in that kind of shoe, especially considering, you're talking about a race of people that for hundreds of years were treated poorly, were treated as, as awful as you could. And even still to this day. And I think this says a lot too still. I mean, not going to get political. I'm just saying for society, this says a lot for kind of still where we're at and where we still need to grow, I think.
All right. I guess this means we got to talk about the north side.
We can skip it. You want to talk about something else?
No, I mean,
just jump right into it. We can just
they should win the next 3 games.
Should.
They're playing the worst team on earth.
Should.
I think the Chicago Dogs could beat the Cincinnati Reds.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily think it'd be too hard. You could at least split the series.
That being said,
yeah.
What have you seen that you've liked, Tyler, from the Cubbers?
I mean, obviously with Wisdom and Schwindel, they've been pretty hot lately. Wisdom, this is his 3rd game in a row with a home run, and Schwisdom I said Schwisdom.
He said it.
Dang it.
He said it.
I said it. Schwindel, he didn't have one last night, but he had a home run past 2 games because it's as you see when Schwindel is, I gotta make myself say Schwindel. When he's batting behind Wisdom, they hit a home run back to back. It's a guaranteed. But only the only
guarantee? You laying money on that?
Maybe. But honestly, the only player that I really liked, I mean, Suzuki has been started off really hot earlier this season. He's a little bit back and forth. I think he's starting to get his little groove back. But honestly, the only player that's really impressed me is Justin Steele. He's the only that, like, every start he's had.
Not Hayward? What?
I think that says everything right there.
I said something funny?
You said some blasphemy.
I apologize.
What, you don't like a 190 hitter at over $100 million?
I mean, let's be real. Did they ever really get him for his hitting?
No.
Great. He's a good fielder. But hitting, I mean,
amazing fielder.
Yeah, now Jed Hoyer's going, what do I do? I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Cut him and take the loss, bro.
Do it. But
I will say this much. Contreras being on IL probably is the best thing for this team.
I thought you were going to say best thing for him.
And him.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it's great for him.
Is it because of them putting him at the DH spot?
I just want to see what they can do without him.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be good.
Because that's the future.
That's probably what they're. I mean, that's probably what they're going to look into now. Because if they can just ride with Gomes and ditch Wilson, because I mean, I feel like that's coming soon. Wilson and Hayward's the only OGs.
Andrew and I have told you this. The one position where the Cubs are deeper than any other team in Major League Baseball is catcher.
Yeah.
They've got
a ton of guys. 3 top 100 prospects.
Right.
That all play catcher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
you got to find at least 2. Maybe 1. You at least can find 1.
And they're cheaper.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably what they're going to be looking for.
To me, at least, this is where, you know, we've had our talk about how we believe the Ricketts aren't going to be your spenders ever.
No.
I think they're happy with status quo and still make the money.
They don't care.
I think your starting pitching, except for Steele, has been god-awful.
Yeah. Steele's the only one. Even Hendricks has been awful.
Hendricks is going to be awful.
He's had like 1, maybe
Hendricks
2
is going to
good
be
starts.
awful this year.
Yeah.
I've come to that conclusion. Hendricks does not have his
He's only
stuff
had
this
like
year.
2 good starts, and his last start, atrocious, and just everyone else. Smiley had a decent start last night.
Smiley's been the one that's been impressing me a lot.
Smiley, I put him second, but Steele, he's been my favorite right now.
Right.
Smiley had but again,
so
like
we're
going to
ride with Steele?
Yeah.
Steele, baby.
They're gonna sweep the Reds.
Better.
I think they're going to honestly at some point have to talk about dropping Stroman and Hendricks and just trading them off for what they can get, because
Stroman's been a big disappointment.
At this point, like you said, Steele's been great. I like Smiley a lot. I think the guy's got a lot of potential. I mean, he's a little bit of an older pitcher, yeah, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of potential for him to still grow and be maybe like your veteran number 4 guy in the rotation, potentially, maybe your 5th guy. I mean, he's got a chance to be there that can be a long-term starter for you at the back end of your rotation. But I think it's time that start looking to sell, to gather more pitching prospects, look for future players. You need to start gathering for the future. It's time for a rebuild. No matter how much Jed Hoyer doesn't want to say it, you've got to say rebuild. You've got to go forth, spend money, and get prospects.
It's a reboot.
Exactly, reboot, whatever. Whatever Atlanta decided they wanted to, whatever the Falcons. Transformation, yes.
Yeah.
What a dumb thing to say. Absolutely dumb.
Worst roster in the NFL. Peter King even said so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my Atlanta Falcons, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Enough of the blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Time to get to the greatest segment in all of entertainment, and boy, yes, we've got so many that I think we're just gonna go round and round and round for a little bit. But when we come back, it's time for You're Killing Me Smalls here on Blow the Whistle live stream.
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second... Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother...
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired! I still get beer.
And welcome back to Blow the Whistle live stream from Lombard.
Straight out of Lombard.
I froze.
Yeah, you kind of did.
It's all right. It's all right. I was gonna go somewhere. I was gonna go somewhere with it, but then I was like, meh,
Wassai.
meh. It is time
Stage
once
fright.
again for the greatest segment in all of entertainment. It is time for You're Killing Me, Smalls. And if you have something that had you saying You're Killing Me, Smalls this week, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Blow T Whistle 1. That's BLOWTWHISTLE1. Or you can hit us up on our email, which is blowtwhistleradio@gmail.com. Also, want to give a quick shout out to all our Under the Hood podcast listeners. We appreciate you. All you new listeners, all you reoccurring listeners, you are why we do what we do. Boys!
Damn straight.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Pepe, you get to go first.
I never go first. I really don't go the first that much. All right.
He really doesn't.
So mine has to do with what team we just talked about. Dem Yankees, folks. That's right. Dem Yankees. So for those who don't know, the Yankees, as they always do, there's always the Major League Baseball draft. Well, they always draft an assortment of players. Well, believe it or not, they actually drafted a player by the name of Jake Sanford. Jake Sanford, for those who don't know. Yes, right, yeah. Outfielder, believe it or not, drafted in the third round from Western Kentucky. Pretty decent ball player, believe it or not. Well, turns out those ball player dreams have ended poorly, folks, and prematurely. Believe it or not, this young man who was drafted by the Yankees, what year was it? Oh, yeah, 2019, so not too long ago. Canadian-born boy, by the way, for those who are of Canadian descent, and only 24 years old. This young man has officially been cut by the Yankees organization after he allegedly stole bats and gloves from teammates and tried to sell them online. He also, along with that, had allegedly scammed fans by signing autographed equipment and pictures and things like that, and not delivering on any of those whatsoever.
Did he sign him Jorge Posada?
He should have, if only he would have actually ever delivered on those promises, and has now since been cut by the Yankees. Bro, what are you doing? You're a Major League Baseball player, drafted in the 3rd round. How much money are you making? You're probably making more than any other normal person walking around. Even still, 3rd round draft pick, you're probably still making at least in the millions of dollars, I would think, for your career as a minor league baseball player, with the hopes of officially being brought up by the Yankees at some point, I would think. And you risk it all because why? You want to steal bats and gloves? Not even just the stuff lying around. Your teammates. The guys that are in the locker with you. So I can only imagine the dudes going to the locker being like, yo, you see my bat? Hey, you see my glove? Unbelievable. That team had to have been like, okay, coach, we're missing all of our equipment. Why? I don't know. Sanford keeps having his bat and glove, though. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Everybody else's crap keeps disappearing. Mine does. I just can't believe the fact that a guy would go to this length and find him. And I mean, you're a Major League Baseball player. And the best you can find is, I got to steal some stuff to make some money. Really? That's the extent we're going to? So to Mr. Jake Sanford, for completely poo-pooing away your entire career, I say to you, sir...
You're killing me, Smalls!
Exactly.
Just the fact that you had to, steal your own teammates' stuff.
I can't. If you're your teammate, and you're going, dude, my glove keeps disappearing. What the hell? I keep having to order a new one from the organization the entire time. I'd be so upset. I'd be
ticked off.
Unbelievable. Well, that's me. So,
you want me to go?
That would be you.
Okay. For my You're Killing Me Smalls today. Have you guys ever seen the it came out recently, the video of the dog that can absolutely yabbo a ball?
Yes.
So to my dog Bear.
You're calling out your own dog?
I love you, buddy. I taught you sit. I taught you shake. Still trying to teach you to grab me a beer out of the fridge. Working on that. But a dog that can hit a home run... Ooh, buddy, we got some training to do, my friend. We got some. That dog is damn talented.
Behind the 8 ball.
Behind the 8 ball. Nothing against you, pal. You are a great dog. You're pretty smart for the most part, except you're probably chewing up your mom's shoe right now because I left it out on accident.
That's what the phone call was about.
Oh no! I gave her a warning. I'm like, crap! I think I left your shoes out. I think the dog's got it. So we'll see.
Oh my god!
But yeah, Bear, leave the shoes alone. Pick up the bat. We gotta go hit some yabbos outside our backyard, my friend. I mean, come on. We gotta step it up here. We gotta be like America's Got Talent dog people. You know what I mean? Come on. So to my dog Bear, and to this dog for being able to just whack a wiffle ball, which is absolutely fantastic, I give you both a...
You're killing me, Smalls!
I still love you, buddy. David, it was... I still love you, buddy, but you need to hit...
I love the fact that you just yelled at your dog through the show.
She's calling again, which means she's not watching the show!
She must be... She's not watching, or she is.
Answer it! Answer it right now!
Put her on
speakerphone.
Hello? Hey.
You're killing me, Smalls!
Yeah, we're still doing the show.
You're killing me, Smalls!
Walking around a parking lot. I'm walking around this parking lot.
Well, we have to bleep that out.
She been in the parking lot? Our parking lot?
No. She's at her works parking lot.
Oh.
No, you're in the middle. We're in the middle of You're Killing Me Smalls right now. I got you up against the mic.
And you be cussing.
But
yes,
okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're the greatest social media director of all time, man.
Ever.
Thank you. I'm just having a bad day.
Aww.
Everybody wish Emily a great day.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Emily's day.
M. What's killing you? Just say it really loud so they can hear it in the mic.
My day.
You're killing me, Smalls.
There we go.
There it is. Yay!
But yeah, no,
we'll be done in like 10 minutes, Em. I promise.
Okay.
all right. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye. That was our.
You know what kills me? Couples that say I love you.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Might be why I'm divorced twice.
Might explain a lot.
Might explain a lot.
Well, Tyler's done.
You're killing me, Smalls.
This has gone so.
This is gone. I mean,
TJ's like wearing out the "you're killing me, Smalls."
Right.
All of a sudden, all you're gonna hear,
we're gonna break the system.
Smalls, you're Smalls, you're Smalls. Quit talking about Tyler like that. It's not nice.
Smoke
Smalls,
out of there.
Smalls.
It's enough. I've had enough.
Oh boy.
God, what do I want to go with? Let's see. We could go Lakers. We could go Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could go Mito Pereira. But I'm going to go with an ex-Seahawk player who came out the other day and said that Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos will not even, they will be in last place in the division.
How did I hear this? Who said this?
KJ Wright.
Say it again.
KJ Wright, former Super Bowl MVP.
Who in the blue hell? One game?
He had the interception against Peyton Manning. For
One game, dude. What have you done since? And you're going to come out and berate Russell Wilson and say that Denver Broncos aren't even going to make it out of last place in that division. Now, mind you, that might be a true statement because that division is stacked.
Yeah.
But it could also not be the right call either, because any of those teams could end up in last place this year.
Yeah.
Easily.
That's how good that division is. So, to KJ Walker,
right?
Dynamite. I'm gonna give you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That is
because you ain't done jack since the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
I forgot about him until you mentioned his name.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the interception against Peyton Manning, returned for a touchdown that kind of kicked off the whole situation there with that Super Bowl.
I totally forgot about that.
Nobody remembers him. Nobody remembers he won the MVP but just off of that. So.
Oh, for Boston Red Sox fans who think that Trevor Story now has turned this entire season around for the Red Sox, I also give you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That was one of my other ones I was going to go with.
Like, y'all still realize that your bullpen is probably the worst in all of Major League Baseball, and that includes Cincinnati.
Yeah. Hey, can I just do one more real quick?
Yeah,
just real quick.
go for it. Go. I said it was a round table.
Yeah. All right. So this is for former Chicago Bears running back Thomas Jones. I said this to you guys. I don't know if you guys remember this. This was a while back. I think Brandon was still here when I talked about this. I have finally seen his movie Someday for Christmas. His Lifetime made-for-TV movie Sometime for Christmas. Oh my God. It is beautifully bad if you have not seen it. Thomas Jones, I don't know. You said you put all the effort in the world into this thing. Bravo, sir. Just bravo. Just a masterpiece of just absolute schlup landing right into the faces of every person who watches a Lifetime movie. It has every trope you look for. It has every opportunity. And my goodness, his acting quality features Tommy Wiseau's finest moment from The Room in that moment. I mean, my God, I thought he was a great actor with the Bears with his ability to make his hip shift and make defenders miss. This guy clearly missed the bubble on that acting opportunity when he made this whole movie. Completely and utterly, absolutely, beautifully bad. Just a great, great thing. So, to Thomas Jones, I say to you, sir.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Now, here's
bad movie.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Better or worse actor than Darnell Autry?
Oh, that's a tough one. Listen, man, it was pretty unbearable. There just comes a moment. I'm telling you, there comes a moment where
that was a really bad dad joke. That was good. That was good. I don't even think you meant to do it.
Nope, that was all by accident.
Good.
Thank you. No, I mean, listen, man, there's a moment in there where it gets to that really soft, special moment. I'm like, oh my God, this is like an actual moment where it can be romantic. And he just goes, I love you. Oh my God, Thomas, man. Like, I know he was never a man for emotions, but like, move your face, frown a little bit, cry, something, do something.
You guys want to see a really, really bad, laughable movie? It's on Amazon Prime called The Velocipaster.
Oh, that movie's fantastic.
I've heard.
That movie's fantastic.
I had to sit and watch it.
A+.
It was something. Basically,
Is it as good as Snakes on a Plane?
Oh, it's worse. It's like worse.
Sharknado?
Oh, it's worse than that. Yeah, it's arguably one of the worst films.
Exactly.
It's one of the best worst films.
First off,
wait a minute.
He's not even a velociraptor.
No, he's not.
He's dressed up in like some T-Rex costumes, just flying around and just whacking people.
It's a movie that cuts between both CGI, like bad CGI, and bad like plaster, like Godzilla type of stuff.
There was a tight budget on this film.
Are we talking Army of Darkness greatness?
Kind of
I
a little.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like clearly the budget like kept getting slashed to the point where they're like, we have less than $1 million to work with.
For Tyler, not seeing the greatest bad movie of all time, Army of Darkness, I give you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Army of Darkness is pretty bad.
I have not seen that.
Army of Darkness.
No, Velocipaster. It's like almost like this dude. When the passer gets mad, he turns into this Velociraptor, which is a T-Rex, and he fights ninjas. For some reason, these ninjas are.
It's never explained. It just happens. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, dude, you have to watch this.
All right,
you got to give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
All right,
fantastic.
We're gonna give that one a shot. And speaking of shots, we're about to go take some shots because we got to get out of here.
Holy cow!
On that note, Andrew, where can they find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me obviously at the Fluffy Guru on Twitter, but find me mostly at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. That's where you guys can follow me, shout at me, all that kind of good stuff that you always like to do. You guys can also find me on X-Bomb Sports as well. You guys can find me. I'll be there tomorrow, hosting the show for Wednesday, hosting the show for Thursday. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff we went through today. We're probably going to be talking about tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's it for now.
You can find me on Instagram at Ty_Butterball45. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Tyler Buterball. And you can find me with these gentlemen on radio. Blow the Whistle, which is usually on Mondays, but we're busy people, so we just kind of do it whenever we can.
We're all very busy.
We're all super busy, so we just do it whenever we can, and you guys.
And it won't be on this Monday either because the school's closed.
Yep.
Happy Memorial Day. And that's about it for me.
Oh, so you're not going to shout out your amazing fiance, the greatest director of social media of all time? All right, I guess I'll do it. Thank you, Emily, for being the greatest social media director of all time. We hope your day gets better.
I'll have to help her find her car.
Go watch To Catch a Yeti featuring Meatloaf. That's a real movie, believe it or not.
To Catch a Yeti?
That's a real movie.
To catch a Yeti?
Somebody just said.
Did you say to catch a Yeti? All right.
Featuring Meatloaf. The late great Meatloaf.
I'm in. Anything with Meatloaf, I'm in. Little ketchup on it.
Somebody just sent me. One of my friends just
Here's
sent me.
the twist.
Like you're mentioning bad movies, so
here's the twist. It's catching a Yeti cooler.
Wow. All right. I am David Dykstra. You can find me at ddykstra7795 on Instagram. It's still not fixed. What the frig, man?
Listen, find him at.
Changed it back.
Somebody just type in David Dykstra on Instagram and you'll find him. All right.
Yeah, I'm one of few.
Yeah.
You can also find me every Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Daily Tip. I am the board op / producer. I also get a little airtime every once in a while, so you get to hear my melodious tones every once in a while.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, actually, I'll be on tomorrow. So
I don't know if I'll be up that early, but
it should be around 6 o'clock, 6 in the morning.
We'll see. I've been waking up early lately.
I just got a text from one of my friends like, no, best worst movie of all time right now has to be the trial of Herb versus Depp.
Amazing.
Great.
Amazing
Jojo,
stuff.
You win.
That was good.
Sweetheart, you win. I love you.
And what she was smoking when she hired that lawyer, I don't know, but please give me some.
I can't wait for the TV movie about that. Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
Objection, hearsay.
Like Tyler said, you can find me with these guys when we do Blow the Whistle, the live stream out of the Lombard School Studios.
SportsTownChicago.com.
That too.
Yes.
You can find me Wednesday. You can find me tomorrow, 3 to 4, doing the lockup with my boy Darius, the Specialist Jefferson.
Yep.
You can also catch us on any platform, Spotify,
iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And don't forget about QuadPod, because why?
QuadPod doesn't forget about you.
You damn straight.
Other than that, let's give a couple shout outs, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start out with our boy Brandon Januska doing his thing, if I may say so. He's doing his thing at 94.3 WMKR, Genuine Country. He's doing the 90s hour at 9, so make sure to go check him out there, ladies and gentlemen. He's also doing his podcast, Baseball Banter with Brandon, so be on the lookout for that as well on Spotify, Odyssey, all types of podcast sessions as well. Do we like to do the next one, my friend?
No, go for it.
All right.
I'll chime in.
All right. Ladies, I know what's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, also, too, make sure to go check out Monday Motivation with Hannah B, a wonderful podcast.
Big time.
Because she is doing great things right now in her life, and she's obviously going to be doing a lot more with the episodes.
Big time things.
Big time things. She's been very busy, obviously. She also said she wishes that soon we can all get together.
Because she's big time.
It'd be a lot easier if you weren't so big time, but check her out. It's on Spotify.
Big time in us all the time.
Check it out on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. It's Money Motivation with Hannah B. Also, too, check
big
her
time
out.
platforms.
Check her out at 102.3 XLC, The Afternoon Drive.
Big time radio station.
She's doing a great job right now every Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. Central Time.
Big time in the big times.
102.3 XLC, the Afternoon Drive. Okay. Also, too, she is now working with Eddie Volkman.
Biggest time!
At 96.
The earliest big time.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, we're straight competition right now.
Yeah, they're doing.
Listen to me, not her.
They're doing fantastic, Hannah. We're very proud of you. You're doing great work over there. So keep it up. We love you. All that good stuff.
Contradicting.
What do you mean? No.
Listen
to me.
No.
Well,
no.
it's like the whole thing where
here's the thing.
It's the Barack Obama thing, and then it's like what Barack Obama really wants to say. You know, that's whole thing.
She knows I love her. She is my little sister.
Of course.
I support her absolutely. I'm so very proud of her.
Yes.
But if she just quit big timing, I'd stop it.
That'd be nice.
Just hang out with us. Come on. Like, I get it.
Love us.
Yeah.
We're still friends, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I think right. All right.
That's it.
For me, David Double D Dykstra.
Tyler
Butterball.
And Andres Pepe Valentin.
This has been Blow the Whistle live stream. Everybody, be positive. Stay positive. Surround yourself with positive people, and positive things will happen for you. Till next week, stay safe out there, everybody.
Oh, yeah.